Hey, you guys, good morning to you. So, what we are talking about this morning is two symptoms that your launch is flatlining. Wah, wah. Happy Tuesday morning. We're talking about launches flatlining. However, launches flatlining is a good thing to talk about because we got to stop putting our head in the sand about stuff, right? If it's happening, it's happening. Let's go ahead and address it and let's fix it as or before it happens, right? That's really my entire goal here. We're not here to we're not here to throw like a wet blanket on folks. This is supposed to be a good thing, right? So, hey Michelle, I see you. Good morning, friend. So, if you guys have questions as I'm going through this, it's not going to be a super long video by any means, but if you have questions as I'm going through it, go ahead and pop your questions into the chat. I'm going to get to what I can at the end. If I can't get to your question, no big deal. I'm actually going to carry it forward to the next day. Okay. So your questions will always be answered. Even if you're watching this video later on, I'll still come back and try to answer questions as I can. Okay, so make sure that you are here. Hey guys, I see you popping on. Hey Jennifer, Pippa, so happy you're doing these. Yes, me too. Okay, so again, what we're talking about today is two symptoms that your launch is flatlining, and what to do before it's too late. So launches, a lot of times people will look at launches as a digital product thing. And typically, is it? Yeah, I am bothering myself right now on my like where I'm sitting in frame. So anyway, whenever we look at launches, typically we're looking at them as digital products. So like a course, a coaching program, a printable, something like that is sold online. But in reality, that's not all that launches are, right? A launch can also be maybe a new service that you're offering. Say you're a chiropractor or something. Maybe it's a new service that you're offering. Maybe it's something new that you're bringing to the table, right? That's what a launch really is. Or just starting a business altogether that you didn't have started before, that you're just starting something brand new. And so that's really what launches are. So just to clearly define what a launch is. Now, the two symptoms, let's start with one. The first symptom that your launch could be flatlining is that you are getting love engagement. So love bombing from your friends or your family and that sort of thing. So you're getting love engagement on your posts about your launch, but you're not actually getting any, hard-hitting questions like, okay, so what does this do for me? So who would be the right person for this? So those are questions of somebody who's like, okay, this might be for me. Let me ask a couple questions to make sure that it is, right? So that is more of that's somebody that's a potential buyer rather than sort of God bless it, the love bombing of our friends and family who just love everything that we do. They just love us to pieces, right? But whenever you see all of that, but no actual hard-hitting questions, that is symptomatic. You should start to be concerned when you see that, okay? The reason why, obviously, is because the people that just love you, are they going to buy your stuff? They might, but that's not how you grow your business. It means that your message isn't getting out there in a way that new people are seeing it, or that, that your people are actually kind of awake and aware to this thing that you bring to the table, right? So that is symptomatic of a problem. And how do you fix problems like that? Let me just mute that bad boy. How do you fix problems like that? It's really and truly very simple. You start creating content around the things that you do. So I talk about this until I'm blue in the face. And I actually have a new program, Click to Close, coming out very soon. In the next couple days. But in this program, like that's where we build a buyer. Okay. So in this concept of building a buyer, what it really means is there's different levels of awareness that people have, that they're like, okay, I know that I need this, or I'm aware I have these symptoms. And there's sort of like these different levels of awareness. Most businesses actually only are making offers and selling on the most urgent awareness levels. Track with me here for a second. So if you're only making offers saying, get this at 20% off, or make sure you hop in by tonight and X, Y, and Z, like that sort of thing, that's the hyper aware. That's somebody that only works on, this is the point, that only works on people that already know that they want what you're selling, and they just haven't made the decision for whatever reason. Many of us are there, right? Like there's many things that I want to buy that I haven't bought yet just because I forgot, or I started doing something else. Something else captured my attention. But if I were to see like 20% off by tonight, I'd be like, oh, I meant to get that anyway. I'm going to jump in right now. That's what that works on. Now, a lot of people, whenever they're starting their business, they only run that type of promo or offer. They only run that. And then they get, some people in and they're like, oh, that means that this works. That's not true. You got those people in because those people are kind of ready for you to make an offer anyway. But if you only keep running that type of offer, then those people, it's going to exhaust them. Because what you're not doing, this is the most important part of this, what you're not doing is you're not creating new buyers, right? You're not generating new buyers that then hit that top step and are like, okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's do this thing. And so if you're not generating or creating new buyers, then these buyers on the top step keep seeing that same offer and are like, all right, already, I'm not doing it. Like I'm not. And now I'm kind of annoyed. Now I kind of want to jump off this email list. Now I kind of want to stop following you because you're just kind of annoying at this point, right? Instead of what we should be doing, which is what I'm teaching you in Click to Close, literally we're doing it together in that program. But you create content at every step of the way. You create offers, you create content, you create lead magnets, you create social posts, you create all of that stuff every step of the way, which means you're creating actual new buyers every honking day, guys. So where we, most people sit at the top step and are like, here, jump into my thing, jump into my thing, jump into my thing. Instead, you're creating loyalty. You're creating buyers that only want to buy from you. And you're doing it, you're getting new people in, new people, guys, every single day that are new to that top step. So whenever you actually talk about, a discount or a new thing coming out or whatever, you've got new people at the top step that will jump in, because the thing is the number is 2 to 3% of your audience is actually going to jump in on those things. Okay. 2 to 3%. That leaves an enormous amount of your audience that just needs to be nurtured up to that step. Okay. So that took longer than I intended. Number 2, and again, if you have questions, please ask questions. I'll try to hit them at the end if I have time. If I don't have time, I will answer your questions tomorrow whenever I'm on, okay? Also, just a heads up, these are not always at the same time every day. Reason being, because I can't do things at the same time every day, let's just call it. But also my schedule changes every day, right? And so I'm going to do them whenever I can. It'll always be near the morning. But that's just so you understand what time to expect these. Just don't. So number 2 is you're getting no engagement on all posts. Okay. So if you're getting no engagement, so the very first one is you're getting a lot of engagement, but it's kind of that love bombing from people that just love you so much. The second one is you're getting no engagement. Now this one is tricky, okay? My friend Tony Watley and myself yesterday, I was on his podcast, and we talked about this a little bit. This is a tricky one because when people are not, when you look at promo posts, usually those are going to be the posts that get the least amount of engagement. That's just a thing. It's how it works. What happens? So, what people usually think whenever that happens is they think, okay, nobody wants what I have. Everybody hates me. They're all laughing at me. You know, like they just kind of have that feeling, right? Everybody has that feeling. It's not just you. Everybody has that feeling whenever nobody responds on a promo post, right? Here's the deal. If you stick it out through the low moments of a promo post not really getting a lot of traction, if you stick it out and you keep going and you keep doing the thing, eventually people are going to be hopping in because ultimately what they're doing, whether they like you or not, what they're doing is they're waiting to see if you're going to stick it through. Like if you're going to stick it, if your stick-to-itiveness, right? They're checking in on your reliability. They're seeing like, are you going to stay the course? Or is this just a new thing you decided to do last week and then you're going to do something else next week? So what they're actually looking for is if you stick around and continue doing the thing. So what does that mean? What does it mean? It means that if you stick it, if you keep with it, let's stop using that other term that I can't make work in a sentence. So if you keep with it, guys, your first launch may be less than you think it should be. And that's fine. That's fine. But if you keep going, that's where they will start to rally around you and they will start to be like, oh, she's still doing this. She's actually serious about this, right? But what also helps that? What were we already talking about, right? In creating the content that builds a buyer, what you're naturally doing is you're showing people every single day that you're here for them and that you understand the different levels of what they're going through. Because the reality, guys, is most of your clients, most of your future customers are kind of wandering around the world right now, not really even knowing that they have the symptoms of the thing that you help them with. They don't even realize they have this problem yet, right? So if they don't realize they have the problem yet, and I'm gonna stop here in a second, but if they don't realize they have the problem yet, but then you kind of bring it to their door and you're like, hey, are you feeling X, Y, and Z, or are you da 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 da? And they're like, oh my gosh, I am. Is that not just, you know, me being a certain age, or is that not just whatever it is? And then they start reading into your content and they're like, oh, I think I might actually have this problem. As long as you've got the content and the resources, which is what we're doing in Click to Close, guys. If you've got all of the content and the resources to walk them up, they will be with you forever and ever, amen. Because there's a thing psychologically that happens whenever you bring them to the dance, when you help them understand that there's this issue or there's this problem, they will stick with you as long as they can. What does that mean? That means if you show them that there's a problem, but then you don't show them the solution, what are they going to do? What would you do? You're going to go look somewhere else for the solution. So now you've warmed up somebody to be somebody else's client, somebody else's customer. Does that make sense? So anyway, next Thursday, I'm going to be doing a workshop all about this stuff. So we're going to be doing a launch autopsy. So we're going to sort of open up different failed launches. And I'm going to just do an autopsy on them and say, here's where they went wrong. Here's where this went wrong. Here's where this went wrong. So you can learn from other people's mistakes. I'm a big fan of learning from other people's mistakes. Let's not make our own if we don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So that is next Thursday. I believe tomorrow or the next day, I'll actually have something for you to be able to opt in so we can send you email whenever that is ready, and we can give you the Zoom link because it's going to be on Zoom. Okay, so now let me just see what you guys are saying. Oh, good morning, you guys. If you have any questions, go ahead and pop the questions in here. I will answer them tomorrow. Other than that, you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you later. Adios.